From the great halls of their house, there are assembled three who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher. Their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher. Our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Skripchuk. And our Batman, the master of tools, gadgets, and all things mechanical, our mild-mannered soon-to-be billionaire, Alan Danvers. Their mission, to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them, and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team. Dominating with Dawson.
Captain's Log Supplemental.
So, Miss Vicki.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember when we were watching those WRL events and some of those grid life events where you used to see the in-car video and it had like the cameras seeing front and back, but it also could see all the telemetry and everything that was going on?
Mm-hmm.
You know, most of the ones that we liked were taken by the Sentinel system. Remember James came on our podcast earlier?
Right.
You know, we have no excuse since he lent us one for trial and demonstration purposes. We should actually probably put that in one of our cars. Maybe two.
I really think we should.
I think we should.
I know.
Because then we'd look like the immature endurance racing team that we are. Oh, wait, I mispronounced that, didn't I? Sorry, my bad. We could
So what does
have,
the Sentinel system do?
we could have 3 cameras with picture-in-picture. We could have, if we ever get the AIM system to work, open invitation to anybody from AIM to come on and give us a little bit of love. We need some help. And then we could have all our telemetry on there. And then we can have it streamed live into the paddock or around the world to our millions of fans. We're apparently very popular in Kenya right now. Don't know why, but that's fine. And it can integrate all the available race statistics from like Race Hero and everything. So we could actually see how we're doing on video. We wouldn't even have to carry around our phone anymore. Live.
I love it.
Mr. Dawson.
Hello?
We're doing an NPR version of Dominating with Dawson this week.
A what?
NPR.
Gosh, I wish I could call up some of those voices like, oh, hi, we're doing mulled wine. It's the fall season, and everybody loves to get under a cardigan. And, we just making the spices together. It's going to be fantastic.
Pumpkin
Call in for a tote bag. We need your support. We're only going to be talking about this for the next several hours. So call in. The time is now. We're going to match your contribution with this local business. You could have a chance to win a trip to Paris. Listen, did you hear what I just said? Oh yeah. The weather guy heard it too. I said Paris.
We're only able to make this thanks to the contributions of listeners like you.
Just like you. Thank you so much for your call. Pull over to the side of the road. Don't make the call from the highway, please.
Everybody be safe. Safety. Safety first.
Please safely contribute to our station.
And don't forget about your sweaty balls. Anyway. So enough Saturday Night Live references. We're back to Dominating with Dawson.
Oh yeah.
I've got a question. It's kind of a jargon thing.
Okay.
And this could be the first ever jargon that has two meanings. Ben Dawson.
Okay.
Racing related. We're talking about burnout.
Burnout.
2 meanings.
Okay.
Ben, what does burnout mean?
When you get really tired of racing and it's not fun anymore.
That is one.
And the other one is when you spin your rear tires, leaving a streak or streaks of rubber behind on the pavement where your car was spinning the tires.
That could be onesies or 11sies, right?
Yeah. or dot 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 dash 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 dot dot dot.
Yeah.
And that's not the best kind. But
Or if you're a Mustang, it could be a J, right?
J to the crowd.
Sorry, Mustang fans. Just had to. It's way too easy. So which one of those is more fun, Ben?
I've done the first one, and I almost quit racing altogether. I got so serious with the karting stuff. Like, I mean, I was out there till 2 a.m. every night, rubbing on this bearing and rubbing this chemical into this tire and cleaning this thing for the 100th time because I did it one night. I won that race. It got so obsessive. I wasn't having fun. Like, if I went out to the track and didn't win or didn't feel like I almost had a really good chance of winning, I felt like I just had failed. If it was either win or beat myself up the whole week, until the next Saturday night. So that was my big experience with Burnout. And luckily I was able to just kind of sell out all my karting stuff. It was nice enough I could get a nice chunk of money for it. And I sold out of that and had a good start on buying a Miata and kind of got into doing the stuff in a car. But I always promised myself if it ever gets as serious to me as I was taking karting, because I was miserable. By the time I sold out of all my karting stuff, I was done. There's just no fun. It was all just everything came down to this result is the only thing that matters, and a lot of obsessive routines to try to uphold the results, which I'm sure plenty of that was just superstition as much as actually needing to do this thing 20 times. But I luckily got out of that, and I've been able to keep it pretty light with the cars and road racing, despite what you may think. This is the less serious version that I bring to the track now.
Miss Vicki.
Yes.
I know you don't know how to do the fun one, but I also know you do know how to do the not fun one.
The not fun one?
Yeah. You've been
burnt out. What's your experience with racing Burnout?
Racing Burnout. I think for me, racing Burnout would be just the pressure of performing, if that makes any sense.
Who's putting that pressure on you?
Well, no, there's a lot more to the track than just driving. And I think the burnout kind of goes with, getting to the track and then getting from the track.
Yeah.
And I think that in our case, it wasn't just racing for our burnout. It was the performance, not the performance, but the preparation of putting the team together, gathering the team together, organizing the stuff for the team, when at the time we didn't really have our delegation of chores set up. And that caused us to have a massive burnout early. But I think that early on in the season, of not the season, but of when you start racing, that there, like I said, there's a lot more that goes on than just racing. And if you don't have those responsibilities laid out of who takes what, sometimes there's always that one person that just volunteers to do it all. And I think Bill and I were those people. And that caused for our burnout. It wasn't even just burnout on the track. It was just burnout of everything else.
Yeah. Worst thing in the world is having to unload that trailer on Sunday night when you left it all on the track. Somehow you're the one who's got to go unload the trailer when the rest of the team is all headed out. I'm just saying, like, I've definitely been there too. You're like, oh, this truck won't even defrost. I can't see out the back. I got to back a trailer across somebody's ditch in their driveway. Like, it's always something like that for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Comes out of some major demoralizing moment on the way back, or like backing it up, or unload the trailer. It's like this shit.
Yeah, I think ours was, that trailer would sit for a week. I think that sometimes that trailer would not be unpacked for several weeks.
Oh, that smell when you open it if it was wet.
You haven't really gotten back into the garage except to wrap the fit since New Jersey.
Yeah. I mean, there are some times when I just got to walk away from it because there's so much prep that goes into just getting there. that, it's exhausting.
Can be.
It's kind of exhausting.
Yeah, it's
So,
extreme. It can be extremely
so
exhausting, especially if you're
yeah.
doing a thorough job and being conscientious.
And well, not only that, it's just that you have other responsibilities on top of it. And, you know, especially if you're the garage holder and the car, in our particular team,
Are you a
we
prepper?
we have the garage and we have the cars, so we are responsible for that section of it. And that's a big job to get
That
that.
is pretty much the whole section of it.
That is the
Like
whole section. But,
there are some tiny subsections, but that is the large, the huge cross
yeah,
section of the whole thing.
We make up
yeah,
for it by not knowing what to do, though. So that makes it
yeah.
better.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
and I think that the burnout mostly came from being so excited to do this sport and found out that this is something that we really, really enjoyed. So we did a
Yeah.
lot. And that, by the time that October hit or November hit, it's like I didn't want to look at that garage for, you know, I would say 2, 3 months. It's like I didn't want to see it till after Christmas.
Yep.
I was just done with it. So
Miss Audra, have you ever experienced burnout? Is this something has
Yeah,
occurred to you yet?
every year, towards the end of the season for autocross, I would be like ready for winter to happen. And then last year, I made it my last year that I was co-chairing and running the autocross events. So I actually, have been having a lot of fun this year at the events that I've gone to because I haven't had to organize anything. I'm just going and being in the back of the room, and it's brought a lot of fun back into it.
Almost like you get to play again.
Yeah, it's been really good.
So Audra, how do you tell, or ideally, how do you tell it's coming? But probably just as importantly, how do you tell when you're already there and you're burnt out? Like, is there a bell that goes off on your phone? Is it?
Yeah, no, I think like you feel it coming on, like your interest is waning. You're not doing as much as you used to. And towards the end of actually doing it, I was pawning off everything I could to other people, and it was stuff that previously I had really enjoyed doing. And I was just like, oh God, I just can't do this again. When you get to that point, you're done, and it's time to move on.
Mhm. Miss Vicki, how did you tell you were burnt out?
I didn't know until I was angry.
Uh-huh. I was gonna say, I know
Yeah.
I know how to tell if you don't already.
Yeah. When I started becoming excessively cranky, um, that when I realized that I hit burnout.
Yeah, we endured it together for way too long.
Yeah,
So
it was pretty rough. But to get out of some of it, I know in order to get out of ours, it was delegation.
partly.
Yeah, and boundaries. So
Yeah.
If you don't, if you're not
self-care.
having fun,
hmm
think about whether you're burning yourself out.
Yeah.
Because there's no end. Ben, how many race cars have you ever had that were perfect going into the track? Everything was done. The list was over. Packed.
0.
Exactly.
But I know this for sure. This is a sport that costs way too much to let it mess your head up or let it make you miserable. This costs way too much, and it's too much of a dream for everybody. So if you're doing it and it's fucking you up, reorient yourself or quit.
Yeah, it's costs too much time, money, energy, emotion.
Yeah.
If you're not seriously having fun, then you should probably think about either what you're doing, how you're doing it, or how much you're doing.
The old instructor being a jerk joke about like, where they're writing OSD in somebody's logbook.
Mhm.
It's the secret code for other sports becking. It's simply, in some cases it's true. Other sports, the divisions of the sport. Maybe you burned out on autocross. Go try a different, a different denomination of the sport. Whatever. But don't keep doing something that's making you miserable, because there's not that much time in the day and time in your short life on Earth. So.
And you can't have too much of a good thing.
It's true.
Exactly. So before we end this section of Dominating with Dawson, Ben, my beautiful bride does not know how to do the fun burnout. So how should she do that? Never did it. Never did it.
Start with a car that's got some guts up under the hood, like some real goods. But so you want to have some horsepower, because you're going to need to drop that horsepower right down onto the back tires from about halfway up on the tachometer. So if your car revs to 8,000, put your foot on the gas, have the clutch in, get those revs up about halfway, and then just drop the clutch. Like, just pick the clutch up, and the rear tires are going to catch and go, start screeching, and leave 1, 2, or a chirp or whatever of black marks down the street. It's important to go ahead and let that clutch all the way up, though, because I don't know if you've all seen that in the video of the guy in the Corvette trying to do a burnout, and the only thing he's really spinning up is his clutch, and it just goes boom. Yep. So anyway, engage the clutch fully and quickly, and then smoke the tires in a big old smoky burnout.
So you're not nice to the clutch, but if you try to be nice to the clutch while trying to do a burnout, you're really not nice to the clutch.
Right. Just go ahead and dump that clutch. You're gonna hit with one big whack, but that's it. And then it's engaged, and you're just then you're being very unfriendly to your tires and nothing else really. But it's cool. It looks cool.
It does. What about front wheel drive? Any front wheel drive burnout tip?
We had one of those big old Buicks, like a Park Avenue or something, for a rental car down at my friend's wedding. But it was one of those big front wheel drive GM cars. And I don't know a whole lot of secrets to front wheel drive burnouts, but I did figure out in this like wet Florida area that I could make the tires go at very low speeds, like all the way around the hotel like roundabout. And like on my second lap, this lady sort of stepped out like, "What the are you doing?" I was like, "All right, I'll stop doing the slow motion tire squeals in the hotel lobby or whatever." But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I've ever done a burnout in a front wheel drive car. They're typically not going to be that easy. Good.
You get the hop thing. That's no fun.
I think it's not ideal. I think find yourself a rear wheel drive car and then enjoy some burnouts.
Sounds like you got some homework tomorrow, Miss Vicki.
Yeah. I have no idea how to do a burnout.
We just told you, like the
I know, but I
rewind.
I have never done a burnout. I have physically do not know how to do that.
Well, we will be going to the garage in the morning.
Yeah, YouTube it. Figure it out. I'll let him show you.
Yeah.
We will go to the garage tomorrow morning, and we will provide some particles of tire to the air.
Yeah, let's go transition straight from learning how to do a burnout to learning how to do those donuts like the NASCAR guys do at the end of the race. Where it's like, the hand out the window, the steering wheel out the window sometimes. Let's work up to that.
That's right. We've got goals. That could be the only way you do a pivot.
That's considered car control, correct?
Well, I mean,
as long as you're doing it right, it is.
That's right.
Audrey, it might be the only way she does a pivot the right way.
The pivots. You love the pivots. Secretly, you do. Secretly, you have fun with them.
I don't think she's had fun.
We need to get her there.
Someday we'll get her there. All right, very well. Burnouts. One's good. One's not so good. Don't do the not so good.
One's just a funny dude, The third one.
No, there's that too, but that's not racing. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.